Hi everyone. So for those who don't know me, I'm Emma and I'm the artist behind Unsteady Art. So when I cut off last time, I did my first owl and that one went a little bit out of line. Now, didn't think of much of it at the time. It happens. But the reason why is the bit that I didn't think of. So after trying to rein it in for 5 hours later, finally got one that was good. But this bit alongside, let's see if I can show you, this bit here, if you look on the backing, has like creased the stabiliser, meaning that every time I do this shirt, that will always be below and then literally a bulk of t-shirt. So I have to admit, after a few short minutes, I called myself silly and then said to myself, well, why didn't I double up the stabiliser? That makes it so it's a little bit chunkier. So kind of like what jumpers are, where they're a lot more sturdier, so you don't need as much backing. When I did the bags, I didn't need it at all because the bags were fully supporting itself. Can't hear anything in the background. My husband's just sort of clearing stuff up a bit. So when I first did it with the double stabiliser, which is this bit here, hopefully I'll show you if I remember. That all of a sudden, all of the stuff that I did to do that one, where it bulked out, all of a sudden had a deficit rather than an increase. So I had to go back to the drawing board and several times reduce it down. So I've finally ended up getting one good piece, but unfortunately where this face was, I kind of forgot to put it fully back on the hoop after I changed the needle, because doing all of this is quite a task job for a needle. And then there's this one then that I did shortly after. So the last 3 has had 2 lots of stabiliser attached to it. So I think from now on, if it's on the t-shirt material, which I do more often than not because that's the one that usually goes wrong, I think I'm just going to double it up naturally. It does mean that some of my old designs I might have to do a bit more tweaking before I redo a t-shirt, but that little bit more effort pays in the grand scheme of things. So on to the next task anyway. So I'm going to continue with my cute characters. So we're on to Squirrel, and I know I've got a few more to do as well. So that'll be coming up after. Still got to do some video editing, which I'll do while that's stitching out. And yeah, other than that, let's get on with it. Hi everyone. So it's been a very long stitch out. Very long. It's took me just as long to do 3 squirrels as it did to do all 8 owls. And that's because a number of things kept going awry. But it was figuring out what was going wrong. So first one, I don't know if you can tell, I'll probably show you a bit more of a close-up. The stomach went very furry. It's got like a 3D puff to it, which as an aesthetic were absolutely great, but something was definitely wrong. So cleaned it all out and it was running okay until it got to the black outline. So the black outline, it is the needle that I use the most, no surprise there. And occasionally things do go wrong. Dog's whining. Blackout outline I do use a lot. So, you know, seeing where the issue was, where it was stopping, where it was starting. So I thought it could be the digitising, because there's quite a lot of overlay when it comes to the satin stitch, which is the densest stitch that goes on the outline. So I slimmed that down as much as I could and then did another. Went generally alright, a few hiccups here and there, and once again as soon as it got to the black outline issues started to happen, and this time round it was where the squirrel's face was. Once again did everything else. It broke a needle, so replaced the needle, and it went alright for a bit, and then it went to another area which was at the feet this time round, and then started having issues again. Altered the needle around a bit, and once again it broke again. And you get to a point where, what on earth is it? It were even throwing out on a not dense area this time round, and I know full well machine could cope with a lot worse than that. So took the bobbin out. This is where I had the big issues. So this lovely thing that Melco bring out. Now I've added 2 sets of lines on these because I can never remember where it's meant to be in between. So I put little markers in, permanent marker to where they're meant to be. And yeah, so it wanted tightening up, so I tightened it. Still wanted tightening, tightened it again. And it got to the point where it wasn't even, I couldn't tighten it any further. So that went in bin. Redid it for a new one, which completely the opposite way around, pretty much to the point. So yeah, bobbin was definitely an issue. The bobbin case was definitely an issue. And then realising as well that the needle was slightly bent due to said bobbin, said needle, said everything else. So on the 3rd stitch out, other than where is in between his belly is, which is up there, you can see where the issues were, and I didn't bother rewinding it to stitch it out completely, because I thought if it's damaged already there's no point. I might as well just continue and just get it so it runs. And yeah, so 3 needles later, 2 alterations of the bobbin case, 2 bobbins used, because obviously one finished, the other one I threw in the bin after very little use. They were alright on fill stitches, but shocking on satin, so that went in bin. So I'm glad I solved that issue out, because to be honest, it's one of the things that do keep me up on a night. It's not the first time, and I don't think it'll ever be last, but it's just to remember all the stuff. So other than that, the stitch out went alright, other than the bit between his top of his legs and his belly. And yeah, so tomorrow, seeing as that happened, I managed to get none of the editing done, so unfortunately I'm going to have to spend my day doing that, because I need to get one or two in front so I can go on holiday, enjoy myself, and by the time you hear about it anywhere, I'd have already been and gone and come back. So I'm going to leave it here. So thank you very, very much for watching through here. Glad so many things wrong happened, because to be honest, it's been quite an education for you as well as myself. And yeah, if you like this video, like, subscribe, comment. I'd love to hear your horror stories, or you know, any things that go wrong for yourself. It'd be nice to know that I'm not the only one. And yeah, see you next week. Bye.